All right, well, I just got a text message about an hour ago from one of my suppliers, and it made me immediately respond by making a video and kind of getting into some deeper questions that may be going on. So this one is our role during a viral pandemic, and it's written for like non-medical practitioners. So think of guys like me, like your chiropractors, your athletic trainers, PTs, physios, dentists. That's kind of who this one is geared for. But anyone can watch this. But if you know somebody in this field, help get this word out. So here's what went down. I got a text message from one of the suppliers, and he says, hey, Chad, I know you guys are basically out of business. Would you be interested in one of these things? I think it's a great way to make fast money. That was basically the response, all right? So my immediate reaction was like right away, no, like absolutely not. And then I texted him back and I said, as well as just no, you also better beware, because there's a lot of scams that are going on right now. I just got off listening to a podcast yesterday about these scams that are going on. It just makes me sick, like the scum of the universe, that when a global pandemic is going on, they're going to figure out a way to like make money and stuff. And I said, the guys that are doing these kind of things outside of their scope, or even worse, that are selling like scam items that don't do anything. I mean, can you imagine if I buy one of these things and it tells you you're fine and you're not? Like, there's a major problem. Those guys are going to end up paying a huge penalty. And he just texts me back, hey man, it's FDA approved. All right, there's a lot of reasons why this is wrong. So here's my not sent response. This is the stuff that I didn't send him. First of all, it's probably a scam. I mean, we're at the very beginning stage of this, and I get that these things are coming out there, but they're probably not being built like that for us to use at home. Number two, we're not the ones that handle this kind of setup, right? We can't take this in a chiropractic office. If you watch the news and you talk to your people that are down on the front lines with this, your ER docs and nurses, they are set up like they are landing the space shuttle. There are hazmat suits. There's guys that have like the blinky flashlights, like they're landing an airplane. They're telling people where to park and what parking lot to go to. I also don't have any training for this, nor do I have enough employees or a system to even make this happen. We definitely don't need people that have positive symptoms for coronavirus and COVID coming into my office and saying, can I take one of your test kits? So until the medical association asks us, hey, can you guys that have a medical background come and step us up? Our ranks are depleted. We need you. It is not our job to do. We're not set up for this. Look, I know we want to help. I know you want to help. And I get why. We have a very deep understanding. We have very good medical knowledge. All of us learn this stuff in school, so we get it. We know about the RNA transcriptase and how viruses are spread. We get it. But just because we have that knowledge doesn't mean we should be the ones going on there and doing it. My knowledge of the histology of viruses was done when I took the board exams. And I think you need to understand that. Now, I also know we love and we care for our patients, and the pandemic breaks our heart. And that's where I think the majority of this outpour comes from. Our job, why we got into these professions we got into, is because we want to work on people. We want to help people. And it kills us to see so many people that aren't being able to help. I know it hurts you when grandma calls up and says, hey, we were in the middle of fixing my shoulder. It was doing a lot better. Now it's killing me again. And I get it when you're an athletic trainer and your boy calls and says, hey, I just pulled my hamstring trying to do some training out there. I know this stuff kills you guys, but we're all going through this at the same time. I also know we love our country and we love our planet, and we feel driven to pitch in. So we want to do anything we can. We want to do all we can. I also understand that we're scared. I'm at home with my family. I get it. It's nerve-wracking. My kids can't stand not being around their friends anymore. It hurts them. We're worried about our future. What's going to happen to the planet? What's going to happen to our economy? Am I going to make any money? And I'm also worried about my employees. My employees are my best friends. And having to tell these guys, we don't have enough money to keep paying you if this keeps going on, I get it. We're scared. But that doesn't mean you jump out and do something you shouldn't do. That's not helping the situation. We need to know our role. So the picture I wanted to use for this one is the camera crew. These are the setup guys filming your latest blockbuster. Nobody knows their names because no one's paying attention to that. They're watching Brad Pitt on the other side of the screen save the universe. Now look at Brad Pitt can't jump back there and do these guys' job either. So we all have our role to play, and I want to help us out with what is our role. I want to give you a small analogy from outside of the healthcare spectrum for the most part. We have the Lexington, which is a picture of this one. It's an aircraft carrier, and it sits outside in Corpus Christi. It's a floating museum, if you will. Will, and it's from World War II, and we go and look at it. And one of the rooms inside, there are actually about 10 of the rooms inside there are the dentist rooms. Now, if you're a dentist on an aircraft carrier in the World War II era, your job is insanely important. We all know nothing hurts more than dental pain. When you have an abscess in your tooth that goes bad, your life is over until that is fixed. So it's a hugely important job. It's a hugely important role on that ship, and it's a tremendous part of the system. However, the dentist was not the guy out there on the cannon shooting kamikazes down. He wasn't the guy up in the station pinging radar for subs. We all have our jobs to do, and the better we do our jobs, the better the system works. Now, that does not mean that we're not important, you guys. We're very important in our jobs. But there's too many chiropractors and other professionals that are similar that want to be medical doctors, and I don't get it. This is a different conversation we can have another time, but there's none of us that are in this profession that flunked out of medical school, so we decided to become a PT. Or we flunked out of medical school, we weren't able to hack it, so we became physios. Like, that's not it. We chose these professions. And for me personally, I chose the profession of a chiropractor, of a sports-based chiropractor, because I wanted nothing to do with viruses and bacteria. I didn't want people coming in with runny noses and they wipe it and say, hey, this is green. Do I have a bacterial viral thing? That's not what I want to do. I wanted to put my hands on people and help them feel better. I wanted to increase their performance. So realize that, because I think that'll sometimes help, all right? And it also isn't an issue about respect. If you guys are sitting there right now as chiropractors and PTs and athletic trainers and physios, and you want to show these doctors, man, we know what we do. We're really good. We know this medical knowledge. That's great. But I don't think there has been a respect issue for decades and decades. I just don't fight that battle anymore. My office is cram full when it's open of doctors and nurses and other healthcare professionals. I think we all know where our role is. This thing, what I'm saying with this video is it's not our scope. And even if it is your scope, most of us don't have the day-to-day experience to even be experts at this. I have no doubt in a crisis situation, someone can train me how to do the things that can help them on, but I definitely don't have it right now. I don't do that stuff day to day, so I'm not an expert at it. And despite having the knowledge of how things are working, you are not an expert unless that's what you do every single day. Now, in the same breath, the guys that are on the front lines fighting this virus, they're also not the ones you want treating your sprained ankles. That's our job. That's what I do. So get that we all are experts in only what we do every day. We're still important. We still have a huge key part to play in the medical system and the healthcare system. We're just not the key strategy to a viral component in a pandemic. That's not what we do. So what can we do? Well, I think most importantly, or one of the top ones, is don't become a vector. I don't want to keep my office open to full capacity where I've got 25 people coming and going all the time. Right? If you're an athletic trainer, there's a reason why we had to shut down sports. You can't have a room full of 100 people and it spreads at an exponential rate. We all know that part. The second thing, and maybe even more importantly, is it's our job to spread credible and helpful information and stop the panic. We need to steer our people and our patients and our clients correctly. If you're taking a phone call at home and someone tells you they have flu-like symptoms, you better be on the ball enough to get them the right way. In the same breath, if someone calls you and say, hey, I just pulled my hammy while I was training for the basketball team because we're out of work, you better know that's not something they need to go to the ER for. Now, as a chiropractor, of course, I'm getting nothing but hot low backs right now. That's all that's coming to the clinic before we shut down, and that's all anyone's calling me about right now. You better be able to handle this the right way, because if not, they're going to the doctor's offices where they should not be. Our job, number 4 on this list, is keep the non-COVID, the non-ER stuff away from the ER. Those guys are getting tanked right now, so let's not do any more of that. Be the support role. We are a support role, and we are the best equipped to be where we're at right now. We have the understanding, the critical decision-making skills, the diagnostics, we know how to handle exams, but even more important, we have the compassion, we have the drive, we love the healthcare system. We have a role to play to spread information correctly. Now, that's my 2 cents. And if you guys know someone in the healthcare field, share this video with them. It's what they need right now. Because despite the toilet paper runs and the big runs down here in Texas on ammunition, I really don't feel like there is a panic. No one's acting like there's a panic, but there is chaos. And knowing the big picture and knowing your identity and having roles to play, that gives us a good direction. And when you have a direction, you have the roles, that kind of stops the chaos. It stops the wildness and slows down the wildness. and it speeds the response and the efficiency of the system. And that's where we're at. Right now is the best time for us to be doing what we do best. So I hope that helps everyone. I hope it's exactly what you're looking for.